Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. So it's time to open your Potomac Beads Best Bead Box Treasure Edition for April 2023. And it's blooming into spring, and spring has sprung up here in the Northeast. It's been such a beautiful week so far. Anyway, so if you're not familiar with this is a subscription bead box, and it is sort of a revamped version of their original Best Bead Box. And you know, it's just kind of bigger and better. So they have a lot more beads in, more discounts. You get larger pack quantities. You get 50% or more discount on retail pricing. All kinds of goodies. I'll put a link down below in the description box to the page where you can look at it. I also have a coupon code, so check that. It's in the description box as well. I'll try to put it up on the screen. So we will be opening this box together. When you see the next clip, I had not seen the beads, but since then I was so intrigued with a few of the beads that I made a necklace, and so stay to the end of the video. After the video, there's a clip with the necklace using some of the beads, and I hope you love that. All right, so without further delay, let's get a look at what's inside. Okay, so we're opening this together. I have not seen it. Let me get my lights out of the way. Now, if you got last month's box, it was an extra large box because in that box they had this guy. So it's a binder, so like a notebook binder here, and this opens, and you can put all kinds of, pages. You can punch holes in some paper and put whatever you want in here. Little thumbnails of designs you're making, just little ideas, bead sizes, things like that will help you when you're doing your beading. So the first thing that came out of my bag when I opened, the mailer was one of these sheets, and this is basic beading techniques, and this is going to go in my binder. So how cool is that? So it's not just that you just punch holes in your bags. Apparently they're going to be giving you some pages to put in this binder, which is great. So this gives you basic stringing, how to crimp, how to use a wire guard with thread, and just all kinds of good stuff. So that's what we've got on this one. I still always refer, like when I have my toolkit, that has my pliers and all that other stuff. It has several cards in there that show you how to wrap wire, how to do crimp, how to do this. I always refer to that, even after all these years. So very cool that we have that. So I'll put that aside, and let's get a look at everything else. Okay, first up we have some bead caps, and these are plated bead caps, silver. There's a filigree design, and they're 4 millimeters, so they're teeny tiny, and they'd look really pretty on the bottom of a larger bead, maybe a pearl or maybe like an onyx gemstone round bead. Wouldn't that be pretty? One on each end. Okay, next up we have a couple of button shanks. They're 12 millimeter, and I'm thinking that you probably glue a button here. I guess. So I'm thinking, or maybe bead something and then glue it on. So anyway, kind of interesting to have your little shank, and you can create your own button. Okay, hello, big beautiful beads, check glass tile beads. These are 16 millimeter beads, one hole, and aren't these pretty? They're check glass, but they look like turquoise, don't they? Or some kind of stone. These are so pretty. Wow. What if you just made a bracelet like that? You can put two little, I think we've got some pearls coming up. What if you put two little 4 millimeter pearls in between each one? Can you do that? You can kind of crisscross them because there's only one hole, right? So we'd have to, you could still do it. That's kind of cool. That's beautiful. Love those. Next we have check glass faceted rounds, and these are 4 millimeter, and I guess fire polish. So they're in peridot, my birthstone, which I am so in love with now that I'm older and I can really appreciate the green. Love it. This is a really pretty peridot too. Sometimes peridot is it's a little too much yellow in it, but that's beautiful. Love that. Looks pretty with that. Okay, next up we have some Miyuki Delicas, and I'm going to leave them in the bag so I don't get them all over the place, but this is a really pretty sort of tan, creamy beige color. So very pretty with the greens. Next up we have Potomac's Halo beads. And these are single hole in rose gold, so there's a hole in there, and they're 6 millimeters. So I'm thinking that I've never used them, that a 6 millimeter bead would fit in there, or 5 millimeter. I'm not sure. I'll have to try that. but very intriguing to have that little kind of having a bezel around a bead. So what if you're attaching some bezels with pearls and you put a pearl in here, that would be really nice around the edge, wouldn't it? Love these. These are check glass drops, matte color mix. You get 10 grams and they're beautiful. These are really pretty. They're a little bigger than the Miyuki drops and they're all matte, like frosted and matte. Ooh, those are so pretty. Love those. Okay, next up we have this check glass organic disc, 24 millimeter, and isn't that pretty? Look at that. One hole right down. Check glass looks like a stone. What about using this as the necklace and putting this as a drop on it, with beads in between, for a real chunky necklace? A friend of mine loves chunky jewelry and she's always telling me, string some chunky jewelry. Very pretty. Okay, next up we have these check faceted rounds and in 6 millimeter, and this is dark topaz Picasso, and it's kind of hard to see the color. I'm filming at night even though I have my lights on. It's really a beautiful, beautiful Picasso in that topaz color. Okay, these are gorgeous. Check glass table cut diamond in chartreuse, and these are 13 by 20 millimeter, and isn't that beautiful? I love that table cut, so that's where it's flat on the top like that. Isn't that beautiful? That would also make a beautiful necklace. So lots of chunky jewelry you could make with this. I think this box is a stringer's dream. Just beautiful, unusual beads. Next up we have a couple of bicones, a 3 millimeter and a 4 millimeter, and the 3 millimeters in a dark sapphire. I won't take them out of the bag, and the 4 millimeters in a crystal. And beautiful. I love that color. It's so gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? Love, love, love the bicones. Next up we have the Potomac pearls that I was telling you about. I happened to see them when I glanced over. Bright white, 4 millimeter, 8-inch strand. And what I was talking about before was maybe taking and having pearls in between these squares. Take 2 or actually 3 would go in between there. And you can, kind of weave it in a way that you can make them look really pretty in between these. Or use these 6 millimeter. That might even be, that's pretty too. Oh, who knows? Anyway, their pearls are very, very beautiful. And white is my pearl color. I love it. So we have some pewter end cones. And these are 28 by 10 millimeter. They're etched long cone in silver, and it's got a nice etching on it, sort of organic looking, really pretty. I love end cones, especially if you're doing something that's in tubular. It's just so perfect. Next up, we have an entire bag of these spring color mix and check glass shapes. It doesn't say how many grams we've got here, but there are a lot of different, very, very springy colors in here. Look at these. I love these blues. Look at this sort of air blue opal color. We've got some frosted. I'm kind of intrigued by these little flat discs. We've got some of those. Very pretty blues, yellows. So just like all spring colors. They're pretty. Okay, last 2 items. We've got Potomac stretch string, and this is 0.8 millimeter, 0.03 inch. And this is, for making stretch bracelets and such. And that's something we haven't done in a while. So we might have to do that. I think any of these would make a great stretch bracelet. This guy would make an amazing stretch bracelet. I'll have to work on that. So I've got the string. And then one of my favorite things is a Potomac beads tape measure. And I do love these. I have so many of these from other bead websites and such. I just love these. These are my favorite tape measures. I throw them in my bag and I measure things whenever I need to measure something. So I'm a tape measure girl. I'm always measuring stuff. So here you go. Here's Potomac Beads Best Bead Box for April of 2023. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take a look. There's a link in the description box. I also have a coupon code for you. So I think it's Bronze Pony 10. Look in the description box to be sure. Click the down arrow to show more. You know the drill. Box will open and everything will be there, so that a link and as well as the coupon code, so that you can check it out and see if it's right for you. All right. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Okay, so here's the necklace I came up with using some of the beads from this box, and I just love it. So this is that 24 millimeter organic check glass organic disc. So this is a bead, but I thought, why can't we just bezel it and not use it as a bead? And it bezeled beautifully. So if you want to make this, I started with 58 delicas. And the delicas I used here, the cream ones, are from this box, but I added some green ones. But I think it would look pretty just with the cream. And I did about six rounds of the delicas all together, and then 2 rounds of 15-0s on each side, and then just did a little bit of a peyote bail right there. So very easy. So you can just, you have those numbers so you can make this. And then I use these beautiful table cut diamonds. These are so pretty. I absolutely adore these, with those 6 millimeters in between, the check 6 millimeters in between. And I use the little pearls here. This clasp is not in this box, but it is from Potomac Beads, and I love these. I think they're so pretty organic. They kind of go with this sort of organic look of the necklace. So this is what I came up with. I love it. I can't wait to wear it. All right, so I want to thank you so much for joining me. Please check the description box for a link to this box, all their boxes, and the coupon code. All right, take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.